Good morning, YouTube. So I had a question from a viewer about running a motor. He's running like a trolling motor on a boat, but any sort of DC motor directly off of a solar panel. So I've got a nominal 12 volt panel here. I think open circuit voltage is 18, 19 volts, something like that. Yeah, so over here I've got a PWM, pulse width modulated DC motor speed controller, and then I've got a 12 volt blower here, and I've hooked up a watt meter. So there's no charge controller, there's no battery, and you can see the blower is actually running here. So let me reposition the camera so we can see the meter a little bit better. Okay, so hopefully everything's visible there. So on this watt meter you've got amps, so 0.62 amps, 18.92 volts, and that works out to 11.7 watts. And then I've got my motor speed controller. It's just a pulse width modulated MOSFET here that turns on and off. And then you've got this speed dial. This is at minimum speed here. Minimum watts was 11.7, and then if I go to maximum speed, so yeah, I guess right at 20 watts. Watch as I turn the speed down here. See how the voltage is climbing? The current's falling, but the power is increasing. There's 26, 27, oh, there's 29, 30. And now it falls off, because you can see now the current is dropping. Or let's see, yeah, there was about the max. There I'm getting 30 watts out, and you can see there's the speed. There's the full speed setting and the minimum speed setting. But if I come in right about here, I get the maximum power. So you can see how just adjusting the speed of the motor, I can find the maximum power point where I get the most power into the motor out of the solar panels. The thing you need to watch is that the open circuit voltage of your solar panels is less than the maximum input voltage of your controller. I think this is a 24 volt controller, so it'll work anywhere probably up to 28 or 30 volts. I don't have the data sheet on this one anymore. And the more you load down the panel, assuming your load or your motor can pull more power than your solar panel can put out, then you'll find some point in the middle between minimum and maximum speed where you get the maximum power. And that's basically how your solar charge controller, if you have a maximum power point tracking charge controller, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to try to find that point where you get the maximum amount of power out of the solar panel to charge your battery. But here we've got no battery, there's no charge controller, but this motor speed controller is basically doing the same thing along with this watt meter. By turning the motor speed and watching the watt meter, you find where you get the most watts, and that's your maximum power point. So anyway, hope that helps. Just trying to do a little demonstration for a viewer that had a question. I guess what they're doing is they've got a 24 volt panel, nominal, puts out about 30 volts. They've got a 24 volt trolling motor, and then they need to run the motor speed controller off the solar panel, and by just adding a watt meter so you can see how many watts you're getting, you should be able to find the point where you get the most power out of the solar panels. And that's exactly how maximum power point tracking works, except in your MPPT charge controller, this and this are all built in and it's electronic feedback. But here the pilot of the boat is turning the knob up and down and watching the meter, and when you get the maximum power, that's where it goes. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, post up in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.